triggered people. I could talk about Chuka Umunna, who wrote to the Labour Parliamentary Party yesterday in a very sloppy and imbecilic rant that claimed that Labour is clearly discriminating against Jews. You see, Umunna is a Zionist puppet. This has got nothing to do with Jewish people in this country, or the safety of Jewish people in this country, or the rights of Jewish people to be left alone in this country as everybody else has the right to be left alone. It's not about that at all. He's pissed off, is Chuka, because his own party, in its new code of conduct on anti-Semitism, has adopted only 7 of the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance's examples of what anti-Semitism is. It hasn't adopted their examples in full and has produced its own version of what is and what isn't anti-Semitism. And Chuka is pissed off because some of the examples that the Labour Party hasn't adopted include that it's anti-Semitic to accuse Jewish people of being more loyal to Israel than their home country. See, according to the IHRA, that's anti-Semitic. Claiming that Israel's existence as a state is a racist endeavour. According to the IHRA, that's anti-Semitic. It isn't, it's true. Requiring higher standards of behaviour from Israel than other nations is anti-Semitic. It might be, it might not be, but it's bullshit. People like me, real journalists, actual journalists, spend as much time bitching about the crimes of this fucking country and the United States, right? And Saudi Arabia and France as we do bitching about Israel. Stop lying. Nobody's expecting Israel to have a higher code of conduct as a government than any other country. Preposterous. And a fourth definition of the IHRA, which the Labour Party hasn't adopted, quite rightly, is allegedly it's anti-Semitic if you compare contemporary Israeli policies to those of the Nazis. They are fucking Nazi policies. When you murder people over a fence, unarmed people, and you lock them into a concentration camp, there's a clue right there. It's a concentration camp. They can't go anywhere. Those poor bastards. And then you fly planes over there and drop bombs on them and kill hundreds of children. That's fucking Nazism, right? Why should the Labour Party say, yeah, we agree that comparing Israel to the Nazis is racist? It fucking isn't. It's absolutely right and proper to compare the Israeli government with the Nazis in Germany. What do you think Jewish folks who died at Auschwitz and Sobibor and Treblinka and Dachau, what the fuck do you think if they'd be turning in their graves if they knew what was going on in Gaza today? You think those people who died in those camps, you think they wouldn't compare what the Israeli government is doing? They wouldn't compare it to Nazism? Give me a break. What a nonsense that is. What a nonsense. Chuka Umunna, the Zionist puppet, working in the Labour Party, kicking off because Labour won't adopt those 4 key statements as being anti-Semitic because they ain't. Who accuses Jewish people of being more loyal to Israel than their home country? Who does that? I've never heard of it. I know Jewish people in this country, in this city. Know them well. They live as UK citizens. They pay their taxes here. Their children go to schools here. They go to the synagogue. So what? Who could accuse them of being more loyal to Israel? They're here. Sick of this bullshit now. These people who want to crack down on any criticism of the racist, hateful, Zionist, apartheid state of Israel, the most vile abuser of human rights in the last 70 years on planet Earth. They want to criminalise talking about them and insinuate that it's all about the Jews. Got nothing to do with the Jews. I don't know any Jews who support that. In fact, the Jews I know well and the ones I've worked with are fucking sickened by it and stand up against it. And any time there's a march in Piccadilly Gardens in Manchester, there are Jews there saying this is fucking terrible. But you don't hear about that on Channel 4 News or The Guardian or the BBC. They don't interview those people. No, it's anti-Semitic. It's anti-Semitic to constantly say that Israel should be held to this standard. It's anti-Semitic to call them Nazis. You'll find plenty of Jews in this country, in my country and around the world who would absolutely stand over that statement. Horrible, horrible mentality. Zionism. It is a racist creed. A murderous, vicious, fucking horrible creed. How could you do that to those people? Generation after generation. And Chuka Umunna wants to hammer the Labour Party because they won't adopt these definitions. 27 minutes past the hour. That boils my piss. We'll be back in a minute with more. This is Tuesday's Richie Allen Show. Back in a minute. What are we doing here? I don't even have the break lined up. Properly cheesed off with that. How did they get away with it, these people, eh? They get away with it because most people in this country just don't care. Absolute zombies. Couldn't give a shite. What's on telly? What's on in the cinema? Did you see the new Avengers movie is on? Yeah, let's go and watch that, yeah. While your fucking freedoms are being eroded in front of your eyes. While you're being told what you can say, what you can't say, what you can think, and what you can't think. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, I'm off to the cinema, yeah. Right, back in a minute.